let's pivot slightly to the Platinum Jubilee, which is really what you were all three booked to come and talk about. It's going to be massive tomorrow, Katie. We've covered a lot of royalty. We covered the last Jubilee. We've covered weddings together.
Yes, we did.
I'm going to be there covering it for Fox Live, and it's going to be an amazing event. I'm excited because, sadly, it will be the last Jubilee that we ever see with this monarch. She's the longest reigning. She's the oldest of our monarchs, and in my estimation, she's the greatest.
Well, it's certainly going to be the only Platinum Jubilee that any of us are going to celebrate. That we can say with certainty. I was down there all day today with CBC for Canada, who I'm co-anchoring with, and with the BBC tomorrow. The mood down there is one of real excitement. The crowds are just beginning to gather on the Mall.
People already queuing overnight.
There are people camping.
Yeah, I know.
You know, it's...
My mother camped on the Mall for Diana's wedding and Fergie's wedding.
You know,
actually camped overnight. I mean, we got mad monarchists in my family.
Listen, when it comes to royal fans, the madness has no bounds, and they want to be there to witness this moment. So I think it is going to be a very historic occasion. I think we absolutely will see the Queen tomorrow, because remember, there's been uncertainty over how much we're going to see her. I mean, let's think back to 2012. She was very present.
Yeah,
you know, she was there for everything.
I think I'm told we may see two sightings on the balcony is what people are potentially
I think that's what we can probably expect. But as Buckingham Palace has said, until the morning of the day itself, we just have to wait and see. But I think she's going to absolutely want to be there for trooping. This is something that her father brought, that fly past to the balcony. It's been happening since Queen Victoria.
Right.
She's going to want to be there, and she's going to want to be there for the service of Thanksgiving. But I think what's going to be very interesting...
that is, to me, that's going to be even the more fascinating one, because you're going to see Meghan and Harry, who apparently have just got back into London today and gone to Frogmore Cottage.
On a private jet. One act...
Was it a private jet?
One act of compassion followed by one act of a private jet at a time.
Do you know it was a private jet?
Yes.
Oh, you do?
In Farnborough.
Well, if it was a private jet, it's such brilliant... I mean, the levels of hypocrisy of these two never cease to astound me. If they've literally, these two eco-warriors have come in on a private jet... words fail me. Let's talk about them in a moment. Let's talk, though, about Prince Andrew. The elephant in the room, quite literally. We don't know if we're even going to see him tomorrow or at the Thanksgiving service. I would imagine we may at some stage, because the Queen, remember, asked Andrew to escort her down the aisle when we had Prince Philip's memorial, which everyone was shocked to see, a statement by the Queen of support for her son. You two, I think, share a view that Andrew is... You know, he's been mistreated, that he's somehow a victim in all this, right?
He is. He's undoubtedly been victimised.
So why has he paid millions of dollars to a woman who accused him of illegal sexual assault?
There we disagree, because your sources say a certain figure. My sources say
actually,
a completely
they have never
different
even
figure.
said the amount. But
I know, let me just, for the record, I know for an unequivocal fact it is millions and millions of dollars. It's not even a question of debate. I know it's millions and millions, up to 10 million, right? So this was a massive check, which he has paid, having said to the world, I'm going to court, I'm going to clear my name, I'm going to clear my name, and then he paid a check. He doesn't admit liability, but he pays a massive check and doesn't clear his name.
Well, he wasn't allowed to, and that was a problem, because it would have taken away, you know, the Jubilee celebrations, and it would have been ongoing, and it was something that he didn't really have a choice in.
He had to make the sacrifice for his mother, and he did. And, you know, I think he should be commended. And,
oh, come on. Commended?
Yes, he should be. What's his crime?
I'll tell you what his alleged crime was. His alleged crime
I know
was...
his alleged crime.
Well, I'll tell you what we know for a fact. Is that after Jeffrey Epstein, the billionaire paedophile, right, who we can all agree...
He's not a paedophile, he's an ephebophile. Do get your facts straight.
Well, he was actually a convicted paedophile.
Ephebophile.
He solicited a minor for prostitution.
A paedophile is prepubescent, a hebephile is transitional, and post-pubescent is ephebophile. These are all medical terms.
Are you familiar with the phrase splitting hairs?
I'm not splitting hairs.
Here's my point.
If you die of cancer of the liver, you don't die of cancer of the brain.
Right, here's my point about this. He was convicted, Epstein, in 2008 or 9 of soliciting a minor for prostitution. And Andrew still carried on spending time with him at his New York home, with women coming and going after the conviction. So whatever view you take of it all, that is indisputable. If he does pop up tomorrow, for example, or if he pops up in the St Paul's Cathedral, it's going to be such a huge moment which could overshadow everything else.
It could, but then the Sussexes with Lilibet could also overshadow this Jubilee. I mean, you've got... The thing is, with the narrative of the Platinum Jubilee, which should totally be centred on Her Majesty the Queen, you have got these sort of subsidiary stories which have created scandalous headlines for the past 2-3 years or longer in the case of Andrew. And, I think, the courtiers are in a very difficult position, really. They can't control the narrative.